So, hey guys, it is day something of something in a line of assignments that I'm doing. Today is Sunday. I'm covering a rally today on behalf of Colin Allred, who is running against Ted Cruz here in Texas. Yesterday was the Wings Over Houston 40th anniversary show over at Ellington Field, where the Blue Angels performed. And Friday night was the Kamala Harris rally at the Dynamo Shell Energy Stadium. And it seemed like there was something before that, but I've got footage for all of it. So I have videos coming. And then tomorrow's Monday. I have something tomorrow. And then Tuesday, the Texas Supreme Court. So there'll be videos for all of this coming up soon. One thing I noticed is I forgot to do intros while I was at the events for some of them. So that's something I got to work on. This is all a learning experience. We're all learning to do something new and to thrive at doing the new thing that we're trying to do. Should be another hot Texas day today. And I mean, it's not Texas if it's not hot, right? I mean, November is right around the corner and still hitting 90 degrees. So that's Texas for you. So yeah, we're just getting some more shooting done today and getting some more content. This should be a good one. I left my drone at home because I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to have time to do so. But I did bring my film camera, so I'll be shooting some film. Shot film yesterday as well at the air show. So I'll be doing a video about those different films that I've been using. So anyway, have a great day, guys, and thank you for tuning in, and we'll talk to you later.
And we're going to try and overturn elections if we don't like who won. You can't just be patriotic when your side wins. That's not the point. And for us here in Texas, but also across the country, we need to make sure that we're involved in our democracy because, you wouldn't let somebody pick your Netflix playlist or your Spotify list for six.
Alumni associations, to all the black groups around the city. Let's give them a round of applause. As black men, we're here to support one another in a myriad of different ways. It's sometimes good to just have that public display of love and support, solidarity and unity, for us to come together, understand each other's needs, to fellowship, to see one another.
You are not just individuals, you are members of fraternities, other organizations that are here for the betterment of our communities. You're here to create a better world, and that should be all of our common goal. So step up, participate, and make a difference, because together we're stronger, together we can make a change, and together we can continue to live the dream of all of our families. Thank you.
All right, so it's been a long few days, all the way back since last Thursday. I covered a story for the HCC name takeover, and then we covered the Kamala Harris calling all-way rally Friday at Energy Stadium, Shell Energy Stadium. That was Friday. Saturday had the air show, which I got a lot of footage of that. Sunday was, what happened Sunday? Something was going on Sunday. The 10,000 men march. I'm sorry, not march. The 10,000 men rally was Sunday. Monday, which was yesterday, was an event for our Mayor Pro Tem, and so she had a town hall meeting for the community, where the mayor was there, chief of police, fire department, just city dignitaries, and then today, starting at 6 a.m., I left home and had to go to University of Houston, the law center down there. And at their law building, the Texas Supreme Court held session. They travel every so often and hold session. And they heard 2 cases and then did a question and answer at the end of that. I got footage of that. And so now that ended about noon, and I've been sitting in the parking lot over at TSU since then, waiting for 5 o'clock to hit, because at the Thurgood Marshall Law Building, which is literally right there, Colin Allred will be holding a rally at 5, between 5 and 7. I'll have to file some of the images right away, but then I'll be heading home and getting that done. And more than likely the rest of the week I won't be doing anything. I do have a photo shoot Saturday with Nadia. You'll see that, and I'll have footage of that as well. But after today, we'll probably have some light duty going on. I'm not doing much after that. I'm tired. But although I'm tired, I'm happy that I'm doing the job that I like doing, and being able to tell stories and be behind the camera and just create. I'm happy that I'm able to do that. So I'm tired, but I'm not complaining. So enjoy the footage, and we'll see you guys later.
On New Year's Eve, December 31st, Eddie Bernice Johnson, or EDJ as she was lovingly called, went on to be with the ancestors. And SJL, as we know her here in Houston, the 18th Congressional District, she earned her crown on July 19th. And so it's my job in this moment to usher in a moment of silence in their memory.
So listen, I came all the way from Georgia to Texas to check on Herschel Walker. I sent him back here. So I wanted to make sure he's all right. Seriously, I came here because there is one former football player who does have the gifts and the experience and the competence and the vision to serve in the United States Senate, and his name is Colin Allred. There have been no great movements in America without the voice, the vision, and the impatience of young people. And I'm always excited when I'm on a college campus or at a high school among young people, because I've been at this a while. That is the work of change. I've only been in the Senate 4 years, but I've had a whole career of ministry and activism that then propelled me into this work. Not because I love politics, but because I love change. I put up with politics just to do the change. And so that desire and that passion to change the world, to be a voice for justice and truth, to give everybody a chance to embrace the full gifts of their humanity, that captured my imagination as a young person somewhere. So anybody got that affliction? Anybody here want to make the world better? Service is the rent you pay for the space you occupy. My faith is a bridge, it's not a weapon. Colin already understands that. And I think it's high time that every time somebody asks you where you're from and you say Texas and you're ashamed to tell them who your senator is. I think it's high time for you to have a senator that you can be proud of. I love having him here. I hate following him, right? Every Texan I talk to knows where they were, they can tell me what they were doing, and they know where Ted Cruz was, right? They know he went to Cancun. The only reason they came back is because somebody saw him put it on the internet. And he wants to think it's funny now. It's not funny. He's too small for our state because he doesn't care about our state. That's how you can go away when the 30 million people you represent needs you most. You know, when you're the only former NFL linebacker in the room, and you're a product of Texas public schools, you're not just gonna sit there. So I took out my jacket. I thought I could hold his door. This is what happened. I'm not proud of it, but this is what happened. I thought I could hold this door while my colleagues escaped. That's what happened to me on January 6th. Thanks to the bravery of the police that day, we were able to get out. At the same time, after he'd gone around the country lying about the election, and he was lying and he knew it, after he'd been the architect of the attempt in the Senate to overturn the election, when that mob came, Ted Cruz was hiding in a supply closet, right? Now, I don't say that because I think that he should have been heard by the mob. Do not get me wrong. The issue is there should have been a mob. If you summon one, then you have to lose your job when you run for re-election. You can't represent the democracy you don't believe in. And my goodness, if you're so small and you think you can tell Texas women what to do with their bodies, then you've got to lose your job.
Hey, so today we are downtown at the main HCC campus, the Houston Community College campus, and we are taking portraits of students who are being interviewed by the writer in regards to the possible name change for HCC. So we'll do that.
Okay, yeah. So I need to be like very intentional, like ask this in a succinct way.
Yeah, you just need one.
Hi.
Hop in.
Oh yes.
What should we say?
Whatever you want. This is my YouTube channel, so just whatever you want to say.
Hi guys, welcome to Doug's YouTube channel. My name is Miranda.
I'm Fiza.
And we're so excited to be on assignment today at HCC Central.
Perfect.
Better for employers and getting career graduates. Do you think that the term community college has a stigma to it?
No, I don't think so. I feel like it helps reach people so they know.
You say we shouldn't resolve this as a question in connection with leases other than yours, but as I understand it, there are caverns all across the Texas Gulf Coast.
Finding. So anyone who practices family law knows that allegations of violence are rampant. We see them every day in family law cases, but the burden.
What we're getting at is that's not enough.
What happened here? Usually those cases are going to take 12 to 18 months. You're going to do discovery. You're going to have an opportunity to put on a complete defense. Your criminal case, most people, or many people who have a protective order, have a criminal case pending in those 14 to 20 days.
More than I ever thought I would know or want to know, which is great. And also about protective orders, which is also amazing. So this is an opportunity for the justices. They volunteered to come back and actually speak to you. Many of you are law school students and pre-law students and advocates, lawyers, etc., and professors. So any question you may have, I would imagine they can ask any question. You can decide to say yes or no, or not answer the question, answer the question. So any questions anybody have?
The question is for any and all of the justices, though. Did any of you never in your wildest dreams imagine that you might end up on the Supreme Court of Texas? And if not, how do you think you made that a reality?
That was going to be my question. Great question.
Sure, that's a great question, and you don't. Part of the way the system works and is supposed to work is that you don't get to decide for yourself whether you get this job. You're either appointed by the governor, which is completely outside of your control, or you're elected by the people, which is also outside of your control. There are certain things you can do to put yourself in a position where you might be chosen for something like this. Justice Boyd and I were the general counsel. He was the Governor Perry's general counsel, and I was Governor Abbott's general counsel. And so we were working with the person who ended up having the ability to appoint us. But just generally, the advice that I would give to, if you want to be in a position to achieve anything, whether it's a position in public service or anything else, work hard and commit yourself to the mission of your organization. So whoever you're working for, you need to demonstrate to them that you care about what they're doing, and that you're going to commit yourself to that and work hard for that, as opposed to it being all about you.
And I, had no intention of practicing law. The idea of, I had a good buddy that worked at Shell. He clerked for one of the members of the court, and I thought he was crazy. He took a 70% pay decrease and went on to clerk, and is highly successful here in Houston. But I, for one, had no intention, had no desire, as I worked my way through business, mainly, had my own firm, and eventually did practice a little law and thought, hey, this is interesting and fun. Now, Justice Boyd appointed himself. He hasn't said that. I'm going to let him respond to that, but he's one of those examples.
So, Justice Boyd, do tell.
Some of y'all aren't old enough for this, but they call me the Dick Cheney of the Texas Supreme Court. He was asked to head up a search committee to decide who the vice presidential candidate would be, and lo and behold, his committee picked him. No, I did serve as general counsel for Governor Perry, but I had then moved in, I was his chief of staff. And when Dale Wainwright called and said he was retiring from the court and the governor would need to appoint someone, and I told the governor, and the governor said, well, I want you to head up the search committee and let me know who I should appoint. You know, they say if you're explaining, you're losing, so I probably, I can explain, but my wife had 3 kids at private universities, 2 at Abilene Christian, 1 down at Savannah College of Art and Design. I had left a very good paying senior partner position in a big firm to go work for the governor. I committed to 2 years. And so I knew I was in a position to be considered for the job, but we, in our case, prayerfully decided not to. And so we interviewed I interviewed with a small appointments group, 20 some odd people, and gave the list to the governor and said, and put at the top of the list the 4 people I thought he ought to really focus on. And a couple of weeks later, he and I were in some meetings, and when those meetings ended, it was just the 2 of us in the room, and he said, oh, by the way, Jeff, I've looked at that list you gave me. Man, that's a great list. We got a good group to pick from, but I'm not going to pick any of them because you're going to be the next justice on the Supreme Court. And I said, no. We prayed about it. I need the money that I get with 3 kids in private school, and I don't want to be the politician. I like being the lawyer for the politician. I had worked for him. I had worked for John Cornyn at the AG's office and Greg Abbott at the AG's office. I don't want to be the politician. And in a way only Rick Perry can do, he kicked his boots up on the desk literally and said, Jeff, I'm going to help you with the politics and God will take care of the money. So of course I said, well, give me till Monday, and I called him Sunday and said, of course I'm going to take that. I could never say no to that. So yeah, I appointed myself.
Sounds like it was an act of God.
Okay, so today's assignment. All right, so today's assignment is covering a watch party for the election. Today is one of those days where you anxiously await to see which way the outcome is going to go. You hope for the best, but you prepare for the worst. So I'll be here working, covering the election party from about 6 p.m. till 10, and then I'll be following as I go. I'll try to get some behind the scenes. I'm not sure how that's going to work out, but I'll try my best and see what happens. But here's to hoping everything goes the right way.
So I think you learn that lesson. And also, if you just look at the trends in early voting and the trends in absentee by states, it's a cool thing to do.